According to Elaine J. Ayres from the article, The Impact of Social Media on Business and Ethical Practices and Dietics, social media has profoundly changed our personal and professional lives. These changes have created new opportunities to interact with clients and peers and positively impact the health of the public. And with that quote, you can obviously deduce that social media is a powerful tool. And so technology has come so far as to affect those aspects of our lives, increase our business contacts, and be able to reach people all across the world. And with new technology, obviously, businesses and other corporations need to adapt to that, and adapt they did, but others that didn't adapt are destined to fail, such as Best Buy and Radio Shack. They didn't get into the technological craze as everyone else. And there's a problem really with the way that businesses interact with their social medias nowadays. But when they were starting out, it didn't at all seem that way. They handled it very kind of robotically. They're just kind of posting things every now and again, not very interesting. And so they were wondering why they weren't getting any returns back. You know, they had the publicity, they had all that, but nothing was changing. So obviously with that, you decided to get a new business model. And this business model is very unorthodox. It's very kind of entertaining nowadays, because the way that they handle everything is just absolutely astounding. Because when the internet first started, around not first started, but around 2009, these images started going around that everyone refers to as memes. And according to Paul Gill in an article on livewire.com titled, "What is a Meme?" he states that a meme is virtually transmitted cultural symbol or social idea. And most people come across like older people and people such as they use media such as Facebook. When they come across it, they think of like some image with some regular white text over it. But on other platforms such as Twitter, Tumblr, all that stuff, they kind of evolved into a way that most people won't really understand. It has a very satirical touch to it that most people don't understand today. Some examples I have are from the Wendy's Twitter. Right here, someone responding, "Your food is trash," and this says, "No, your opinion is trash." So, right here, they're getting to a rap battle with Wingstop. And here, they're talking to McDonald's about their frozen beef and all that. So obviously, they're slinging muds at their competition now, and sometimes some the comments from their followers and consumers that they would kind of consider dumb. And it makes you think, like a normal person that doesn't really understand this kind of content would think, wow, that's very unprofessional and very childlike. So with that is where the problem comes in. People that don't understand this kind of content would probably be pushed away by this, because it seems, like I said, it seems very unorthodox and very unprofessional, but it's really not to be, in the reality, it's not meant to be taken very seriously. So really, the problem is with older followers and people that aren't up to date with all this content won't know what's going on, and they'll sometimes flat out boycott other companies and stuff like that because of the way that they're acting. But that's where the problem lies in, and we need to figure out how to fix this. There are several ways that you can fix this. First of all, you need to understand that everyone thinks that it's really only younger people that are on these types of platforms, millennials and stuff like that. But that's not that true. According to a quote from an article on Comscape.com titled, "It's a social world. Social networking leads as top online activity globally. Accounting is 1 in 5 online minutes." And the quote says, in fact, people aged 55 and older represent the fastest growing age segment in global social networking usage. So from that, we have this chart. And as you can see, these are like the older people, younger people right here in the blue and red that have, that's from like 18 to like early 30s, but there's still a very good usage of people from the late 30s to the late 60s. So obviously there is an audience there, and that's where you see, that's where this problem can come in for these type of people that don't understand this type of content. And so, like I said, how do we fix this? Well, there's several ways you can do this. There usually, with these types of social media accounts, businesses will hire representatives to represent their social media account. It's not like the CEO running the account. They hire someone specifically to make these posts and do all that. So what they could really do is kind of train them a bit more into being a little less, making everyone a little less antsy about the whole situation. And I don't think it's a bad business model at all. Obviously, a lot of people, like younger people that do know what's going on, they think it's very hilarious, and I'm sure it increases their sales because of that from the people that do find this hilarious. But the older people, they don't understand it. So what we could do is that we have the people that are running the accounts do a better job at running it, and maybe be a little less jokey, or maybe even have two types of accounts. Ones that where they can be silly and all that and still get their point across that they are business, and ones where they just upload coupons and deals and all of that. Also, Dominique Jackson shared on an article titled 15 Tips to Build Social Media Presence, is that you have to have an idea of what you want to do when you get on social media, especially with businesses. You can't just get on because everyone's on it. That's kind of what they did at the beginning, and that's why they got no returns. What you have to do is you have to have a set mindset in what you want to do with it. Do you want to increase the business quota for the amount of currency you get at the end of the year, stuff like that. And don't act robotic. Everyone hates when you're responding to someone and you get like some robotic message that everyone gets, and it feels like you're not even talking to anyone. But in a way, the way that they handle the situations now, they're a little too human. So they can kind of either back it up a bit on a different profile, or they can just back it up all in general and still keep some of the content that people find entertaining, and thus keeping that set, and then appealing a bit to the other set that just wants to see the deals and all that. And with that, I leave it to review. This business model can be altered, and with the way that it is, it might change the way that you remember it. People that when you think about this, it doesn't make you think, oh, this company makes burgers. It makes you think, oh, this company likes to get back at people that are posting dumb questions and stuff like that. So what you can do is that you can fix it and make people remember what you're actually selling. And with that, I end the presentation.